Hello, my friends. Welcome to your full moon in Taurus reading. And it's going to be amazing because this is actually an eclipse, so a lunar eclipse in addition to the full moon. And this is going to be happening on November 19th around 1:57 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So depending on where you're at in the world, you'll experience it, of course, at a different time if you're in a different time zone. And of course, the eclipse is when, the sun's over here, the earth is here, and the moon is over here. Normally the sun is, shining on that full moon, and so you see it as full, but then the earth gets in the way and our earth shadows over the full moon, which is where the eclipse happens. It's not going to be a full eclipse this time around, but you're going to see some shade go over the moon for a little bit during that cycle. And so, full moons are very powerful on their own, but a full moon eclipse is like a full moon on steroids. You're going to feel some energy around this where like a door slams shut. So, you might have situations that are happening in your life that reach a peak, or they've just done so. And now it's like things are out of your control. It's like your soul has signed up for some sort of growth lesson, some sort of situation to unfold to bring things to your attention. So, it's about, letting those people or situations or things either leave our lives or come into our lives. So you're going to be seeing these significant kind of endings and new beginnings. They'll be like tower type of events, what like the tower in tarot, which is, life is unfolding for you, something is being removed or being brought into your life on purpose for a purpose. So during this time, it's really good advice just to go with the flow of the change. Forgive whatever happens, knowing that, this releases you from any of those emotional extremes, because in addition to it being a full moon eclipse, it is in Taurus, and Taurus energy does bring it brings in a time of getting grounded, I guess is a good word to say it. We work through any negative feelings that we've been having or are feeling, and we find this balance in how we're expressing those emotions. So we're not being too dreamy and we're not being too serious. It's really about this grounding balance that we can take advantage of. So this, again, the full moon normally expands all our emotions and exaggerates them, with it being an eclipse, again, on steroids. So, it's kind of like the Pisces full moon we felt, which Pisces energy really brings in a lot of emotion. This is going to expand any emotions that we're feeling, but just know that there's this beautiful grounding energy available through the Taurus energy that can help balance things out to where we can see this beautiful ebb and flow of life instead of, an extreme, fearful type of event happen in our lives. So a lot of deep breathing will help. The bull is a mighty strong spirit animal as well. It sits it doesn't really sit, it stands its ground in its territory, and people respect the bull because of how grounded and strong it is. So just tap into that energy, and it'll be a not so strenuous and extreme full moon for you. We're also going to pull a special reading for your specific sign. So we're going to jump into that right now and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this full moon Taurus eclipse energy that's going to be coming in for you during this period. All right, all my Cancer signs, this is your Taurus full moon eclipse reading, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Angels and Ancestor Oracle cards. They just feel very grounding, very earthy, so it's perfect for that Taurus energy to help us ground our emotions and balance things out. So this will be with the Creator wants you to know just in general for the 3-week period around this full moon eclipse. It'll be the week before and 2 weeks after. So Creator, for our beautiful Cancer signs, what do you want them to know about this eclipse? This full moon lunar eclipse. Okay, I feel like this is the one right here. And you have Hermit. Retreat and recharge. So definitely being the amazing water signs, and your moon, the moon is your planet that rules your sign. You definitely can appreciate being a hermit and kind of stepping away from all the noise, because you're used to feeling emotions, you know, on steroids as it is. So when we come across a full moon, you feel it. And when you come across an eclipse, which is, you know, a full moon on steroids, like we talked about in the introduction, you definitely want to get into this grounded place and get into this peaceful place. It's like stepping back into your temple, getting out into that quiet place. If that's nature, if it's buckling down and making no plans for a couple days for you to recharge and to be grounded, then this definitely is. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a hermit up in the mountains. You know, it's definitely about at least taking time for yourself, making sure you have quiet time and time to recharge your battery. And it says, take time to rest and recuperate in order to continue your growth. Benefit from the information that will come directly from your heart space. The Hermit card is one of solitude and meditation. It represents your capacity to go within and arrive at the cave of your heart. Many of the answers to your problems lie within, and if you don't take the time to connect with yourself and feel comfortable alone, you won't be able to hear the messages that are rising up inside you. The cross-legged meditation position of the cave-dwelling sadhu on this card is an invitation to harness the power of your meditation practice. The Sri Yantra symbol, that's S-R-I and then Y-A-N-T-R-A. I might have mispronounced that. I apologize if I did. But that symbol behind him, which is this, if you can see all the triangles and all those things behind him, that's the symbol it's talking about. But that symbol represents the union of masculine and feminine energies, hence support from Mother, Father, God. You've been working hard and giving your all to your current situation, and it may become draining and detrimental to your development unless you retreat and recharge your energies. So you're being guided to take a step back at this time. If you're working on bringing something together, your over-involvement could impede the process. So retreat and breathe. If you have something to say or do that could have a larger impact on your life, spend some time in deep thought, even contemplation, before moving forward. Often, when we rush in, we don't see how destructive our actions can be. So meditate and listen to your soul's wisdom before proceeding further. So definitely, this 3-week period is a time of self-reflection, taking deep breaths before you take actions, because it's going to give you information that will make it easier for you in the long run. You know, you may not have to eat as much crow and apologize, or you don't have to redo as many things if you take this time just to go, okay, wait a minute. Let me take a deep breath. Let me just review everything. Let me just kind of sit in it and see it from a different point of view, and then you can move forward. We're going to pull a card here from these Ancestral Path Tarot, and this is going to be for the week before the full moon eclipse. So it's just going to be what the Creator wants you to know about that time. And one more time. All right, Creator, for our Cancer signs, what do you want them to know about that first week? Please. right. And yep, they just want the Magician card here, and this is beautiful because the Magician, you can see the infinity symbol here. This is your infinite self. And this is showing you that you do have everything you need within you. And this week before, you're realizing the power that you yield, because he holds his wand to the heavens and he brings that energy down and points down into the earth. You have everything you need here. You've got your emotions, which with the cups, you've got your coins or pentacles, which is everything in the outside world. You have the sword, which means you have the thoughts, beliefs, mentality, the mental ability, and the wand, which is the fire, the drive, the ambition, the inspiration to do things. It's the Magician's the master manifester. He's the one, or she's the one. There's no gender with these, of course. So however you identify this applies to you. You have the ability to bring these amazing energies, these amazing creations into this world. So it's up to you during this week to sit in that power, to sit in that awareness, to realize that whatever is meant for you is not going to pass you by. So taking time to sit and breathe is going to benefit you. And if something is being threatened, like it's going to leave your life if you don't take action, then maybe it isn't meant for you, right? If it leaves your life, then it's not meant for you anymore. It has served its purpose. It's been with you in the season that it has supposed to have been, and it's moving on, which is making room for something else. Also, if something is coming into your life, then you realize it is for you, but definitely the important message that keeps coming in is sitting with it and not taking action during this 3-week period. It is about looking, resting, reviewing, editing, which makes sense because we're, definitely in this period of time with all this emotion, all this activity, we can take action on something emotionally as a reaction from anxiety and fear rather than from a place of unconditional love and power. So this Magician energy is definitely about you remembering, the power that you yield, and whatever you focus on is going to grow. So if you're focusing on something like problems happening in a project or in a relationship or some area of your life, that's going to grow. So change your viewpoint. Because if you're going, why is that getting worse? Well, because you're looking at it. Wherever your focus goes is what grows, and because that's where your energy flows, right? So look and focus on gratitude, focus on what you are wanting in your life, and that energy will go towards growing that instead. All right, and then we're going to take these Tarot of Dreams and look at the week after, just the 1 week after the full moon eclipse, and see what the Creator wants you to know for that period. All right, give these a shuffle. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Cancer signs to know about this week after? Okay, I feel like we've got this one and this one and this one. Yep, 9 of Cups, beautiful. So this is, cups are your emotions, and the 9 of Cups is all about independently feeling fulfilled and whole. So it's not about things that are happening outside of you so much as what's happening inside of you, independent of your relationships, independent of jobs and everything else. It's just finding this beautiful energy from within, which makes sense. If you're sitting in your power and remembering your infinite self, then you realize you have everything you need within you. So you do have this wholeness and this completeness and this peace that comes about you because of that, right? Because if you know you have everything you need inside of you, then you don't fret about all that on the outside, because you know that no matter what comes, that you get to choose what it means about your life. You choose the story that you put around it. You choose the emotion that you want to feel about it. And I know sometimes it doesn't feel like we're making a choice. When something happens, we just automatically react and have an emotion, but that's because we have made it a habit of when that happens, that's how we feel about it. But you can slow it down, if you can take this time to slow down and realize your power, then you can realize that I don't have to feel that way about it. I can feel how I want to about it, right? Yeah. Well, there you go. You got the Magician again. So definitely you're carrying that energy and that awareness into the week after it. Again, feeling that power and that energy. And then you have the Five of Cups. And for me, the Five of Cups, for this reading especially, is allowing you to mourn those things that you're letting go out of your life, those things that you had so much importance, that you did place so much importance in, because you have 3 cups that are spilt. Those are the cups that you drank from. Excuse me, and it's all those past experiences, those expectations that in situations that were supposed to or should have made you feel whole and complete, but they made you feel emptier. Like these cups, you drank from them, there's nothing in them anymore. If what was in there didn't fulfill you, it actually made you thirstier. But what's beautiful is you have the Two of Cups back here. And for the Two of Cups, for me, that is like the joining together of your human side of yourself with your upper, higher, powerful self that you are, this divine being. And so there really is this joining together, especially in your heart, of that awareness of your higher self, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that you really are, right? And so this does carry over into this beautiful message that's happening here. But it is important to mourn, and realize that emotional feeling we have of disappointment and dissatisfaction in the external world, because that's what turns you inward to realize this magician that is within you, right? I'm just gonna take a quick sip of coffee here. All right, thank you. Had a little frog in my throat. It's wanting to croak out. All right. And then we're going to pull cards here from these True Heart Intuitive Tarot. And that's going to be the second week after the full moon eclipse. So let's give these a shuffle here and see what else the creator wants you to know about this time frame. But I am loving that Magician popping up twice. That is just showing you identifying your power and letting it flow down through you to the earth, and it's beautiful. All right, creator for Cancer signs, what else do you want them to know about this second week after the eclipse? And you'll start to feel the energy, especially because you're connected to the moon. The next new moon will be happening, after this week. So you'll start to feel that this week as well. So that will be coming through in these cards too. Okay, anything else? Okay, yeah, this one right here. Yep, so the Tower. And nothing to, fear about this. I love that they have the big eye in the sky, and that's the, lightning bolt, and you're in the hands. The hands are removing this tower, removing this thing out of your life. And this brings a beautiful, beautiful message for you, because it kind of connects to these Three of Cups here, of those things that didn't satisfy you, but that they happened in your life for you to be able to experience those. Because the Tower is all about, there's a story that comes with this from Spirit for me. And they said, way back before you came down here, your higher self, your divine self, decided when you were going to enter this game and when you were going to leave this game, what little avatar was going to represent you, what human character was going to represent you, and that was going to be the playing piece that you were going to move throughout the world with. And this is your strengths, these are your weaknesses, these are your weapons. Like when you choose to go and play a video game where you choose the character, it's like that. You choose who you're going to be and what kind of experiences you're going to have, and you also have all these fated experiences and circumstances that you want to go through in your life all along the way. And like I mentioned before, you have the ability as this character to choose what story you apply to each of those circumstances. So you get to put the twist, you get to put the intent on the circumstances by the story that you apply to it. And as I also said, you also get to choose what emotion you're going to feel in each of those circumstances. So you can choose an extreme emotion of fear or an extreme emotion of unconditional love or something in between. And it's beautiful. So you have all this stuff happening. The Tower comes into that. That's kind of the Wheel of Fortune story that they usually tell me, but they said, and then the Tower comes. The Tower within your whole life expansion is you have this situation in your life. It's either like a relationship with an individual, a family member, a friend, or coworker. It's some sort of relationship with you and another individual. It can even be with a pet or an animal of some kind. Or it could be a circumstance like a job or education or social status, or it could be a situational where it's something you have physically in your life, like, your finances, your body, your possessions, your home, your vehicle, anything like that. And so this thing is in your life, and it's been in your life for a purpose up to this point, but in order for you to experience these other things after that, this would need to change. This would have to be removed, with this Tower experience. Now, if you're connected and you're being quiet and in this frequency, at this vibration of spirit, which is of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, if you're at that level, you'll be able to hear the countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 before the lightning strikes, right? If you're in the fear noise, you won't hear it, and you'll just get the electric shock treatment as you get blasted out of the tower and this thing gets removed. But you can also, if you're in tune, you can hear the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Any point along that way, you can remove that thing out of your life yourself and avoid being blasted. Sometimes you'll see in the tarot someone being blasted out by the lightning bolt, but someone leaping out, and that leaping out is that ability to step out of the situation. And there's no shame, no judgment if you get the lightning bolt shock treatment, because we all come here to experience those variety of things. And that's that ultimate story. The ultimate information that the Creator wants you to know with this card is that life happens for you. Things are removed for you. Things are brought in for you. They don't happen to you. They're happening for you. And that transforms your experience in this life from one of a victim, a dramatic event where you feel you're on this runaway drama train that's about to jump the tracks and fly off into this gorge and dramatically explode as it hits the ground. It's not that. It's more of a monorail like in Disney World, where it's on the track, it's connected to the track, it doesn't fly off. It's a smooth adventure, and everything unfolds and stops on purpose for a purpose. So this is that transformation from victim to victor, life happening to you, to realizing that indeed life happens for you instead. So this beautiful awareness that comes during that time there. Yeah. And then you have the 7 of Wands. And so wands are your passion, your drive, your aha inspiration, and your spiritual energy. And you can see that she has her shield up, and she's kind of in a, I wouldn't even say defensive mode, because she's doesn't seem to be that stressed about it with her hand on her hip, right? She just has this shield that is up, and the outside world with their beliefs and thoughts and opinions, you're just letting them hit the shield. All their emotions are hitting the shield. And like, you know, especially like I mentioned with you being a Cancer sign, you're a water sign, you're ruled by the moon, you feel emotion so deeply. And I really feel like this specific thing is this shield being created where you're able to block and not take on everyone's emotions. You know, you develop that over time. And if you haven't yet, you know, and you feel those extreme emotions coming from the outside, just realize there's a variety of different ways to build an empathic shield, where, like for me, it's like this giant jello mold on the outside, you know, big, thick shield of like jello, and emotions come flying in and they stick in the jello. So I can see them, I can touch them, I can investigate them, but I don't take them on as my own. And you develop this shield around you where you still see it, you still feel it, but you don't, they don't overwhelm you and become your own or trigger those emotions inside you. And so I really feel like this is an important piece for you to do that. And if you want other ways, you know, you get to develop your own shield the way you want to. It can be a forest field, it can be a giant walnut around you, or whatever it might be. You get to decide how to have that emotion stay outside of you while still being able to feel them and experience them. Yeah, and then you have the Three of Cups. And this is beautiful because for me, the Three of Cups is a special message from Spirit. It represents your posse on the other side. This whole support team you have of beings of unconditional love and light. I mean, you have the Creator, you have Spirit, you have got your guardian angel, your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones who have walked on this earth with you and are already back on the other side, your ancestors. You even have like, you know, unicorns and fairies, whatever you believe are those beings of unconditional love and light. You have a large connection to them. I mean, you've got the magician, you've got this beautiful connection to all of them. So you're never alone. You have that support. And if you need anything, you know, definitely when you're in this hermit mode and you're in quiet and you're raising your vibration to hear from the other side, you would definitely hear them. They're here saying, we're just waiting. You know, this whole Wheel of Fortune and Tower experience I was talking about, they're always helping having these things unfold with how you agreed before you came down here to have things unfold. But that doesn't mean that you can't talk to them while you're this little character too. They won't mess with your free will and your free choice on this planet. So they won't meddle in your life beyond those things you asked them to do, unless you ask. And you can, of your own free will and choice, ask them. And as soon as I remember each day, I just try to say, Creator, all my spirit buddies up there, I invite you of my own free will to come into my life today. Meddle in my life. Bring me those experiences that will show me my highest vibration of unconditional love, and bring me those experiences that are for my highest experience here. And they will bring you messages, they'll bring you synchronicities, they'll bring you information emotionally, mentally from the outside world. So there you go. They're saying, call us, like, you know, call us. We're here, we're waiting by the phone while they're doing all those other things in your life that you asked them to do before you came down, right? All right, well, I'm going to leave the reading there. I do want to let you know that in addition to these readings, I also do like monthly readings by each zodiac sign, and each week I put out readings by each of the elements like fire signs, water signs, etc., and a variety of other types of readings throughout the month. So if you want to get notified when those come out and see what kind of energies and messages are coming through for you, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this little notification bell pop up. And if you click on that, then you'll be notified when the new videos come out. So easy breezy. All right. Well, just know that I also love you dearly, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you take care.